My name is Troy Pritt. I'm a former worker at the RG Steel Sparrows Point plant. I've always lived within 5 miles of the mill. As a kid growing up, it was very much like having this big, huge train garden with all this stuff going on. And at night you could hear it, and it was cool. And then to be there and to be a part of that and to see all these weird machines move around and all these weird equipment and all, it was like actually going into a train garden. It was a family, and that's what I don't think that people really get that about what we did, is it was such a part of our identity. It wasn't a job, it was who you were.
The furnace was cold and the steel no longer flowed. Silence enveloped the land that hadn't heard silence in over 100 years. He stood in the parking lot not knowing what to do next. 4 generations of his family gave their lives to the mill. When the boss passed him in the parking lot, he yelled out, "Where do I go?" The boss replied, "You go home." He nodded in recognition. However, he didn't understand. "I am home," he thought. Thanks.
Thank you.
We were almost like soldiers. That we depended on one another. We supported one another. That was our battlefield. You know, we marched in every day. And it wasn't about the money, it wasn't about the benefits, as much as it was who we were as a people. You know, and it went past gender, and it went past nationality. There was no man and woman in the mill. There was no black or white. There was us. We were steel workers. We were a culture in our own. I don't necessarily think that it'll be bad, or that it'll have a negative effect. I just think that it'll just be different now. I'm going for my business degree. This is nothing that my family's ever done, so, you know, I'm the first one to go to college. I think that working at the mill has given me a better understanding of what I'm learning. I can relate to why things are being outsourced and how our country is changing to where it's real abstract to a lot of the younger students. And you know, the teacher understands that, and he'll, you know, could you explain this better than I can? Can you explain this from your perspective of coming from the mill? But I had a very narrow view of, wow, this happened to me. And it's like, now I understand why this happened. That this isn't necessarily a bad thing. That this is just really just a natural selection when it comes to marketing and it comes to global business, that businesses are going to go overseas and newer businesses will happen here. And there should be this rollover in businesses and marketing. And so it's given me a much broader view of it. You know, I never thought in a million years that I would ever be at a university level or even consider a bachelor's. So this is, I've got to go back down the path and start another one, which is, not everybody gets that chance. So, you know, I may not ever be able to go home again, but I can find a path to a new home.